That's what makes it horsepower. Lots of horsepower. It's a one big ass giant turbo. No, I'm kidding. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm a little filthy. I was washing the machine, and just for the shits and giggles, decided to record this video just to compare. And I didn't realize they even using such a small whistle like this one. This is crazy. And some people might see them. Look how small that wheel is. My 3 fingers don't even fit there. And this is normal size on a semi truck, which is 12.7 Detroit. This is actually quad axle lowboy truck. That's what we're using it for. But anybody who's watching this video, they're gonna probably say, "What are you talking about, dude? I've seen a smaller one yet on what is it? F-150, Ford F-150. They use twin turbos on a EcoBoost. Mazdas, I think Subarus and stuff like that. Yes, they use small turbos like that. What I mean by that, I didn't realize they use them. This turbo actually come out of the diesel engine. Is anybody guessing who using such a small turbo? By the way, I have a few examples. Examples. 1 second. Let me turn the lights on over here. This is for BT Cummins. I don't know what year it is. It's 100 horse. And compare them. This is considerably small turbo for the diesel engine, but this is just insane. And this turbo is shot. Actually, what this thing come out of, the whole motor is shot. Anyways, so you guys see the difference on the snails. This is only 100 horse motor. This thing right here, with this thing come out, it's actually a lot bigger horsepower engine, which doesn't make sense to me. It actually came out of this engine, and it's a Deutz. It's a funny name for the engine. I think they made by one of the European countries. It is not air-cooled, and the turbo actually sits like that on the top. This pulley has to come off, but that's what the port is. And this motor is actually 120, I believe 126 horsepower. It is electronically controlled engine. 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinder. Like I said, liquid cool. The fuel pump is right there in the back. I'm not very familiar with these things, but it's actually, let me see if it says Deutz anywhere. It's covered in grease. Anyways, the whole problem with this motor, obviously the turbo shot is one thing, but it has a hole right there in the block, and it's actually connecting rod came apart. What happened is, this is actually a fan driven by the pulley. Right here sits the radiator, so they're basically forcing air in and shove it along the side of it, so it kind of gets double cooling. You're cooling one side of the engine, and at the same time you're cooling this side. This is actual coolant reservoir. If you guys are gonna ask me where those motors get used on, it's actually a lot of heavy equipment that use Deutz engines. This is a one heck of a big machine, which screens the rock to different sizes, and the motor sits right there inside. Yeah, I'm very, very surprised. Well, such a humongous piece of equipment actually gets ran by 122 or 126 horsepower motor. I'm trying to find the name. Yeah, see, I can't find the name of Deutz. That's what they ran by, a really small horsepower engine. 126 horsepower, let's say 120. And it's a hell of a time to find one of these engines. But I think we did find one from a generator. Apparently they use them on a generator too. And I'll tell you one thing, they are not cheap. Reason we have a 4BT Cummins sitting up there, that was the plan, to put 4BT Cummins in that thing. But what happened is, this one actually has a auxiliary pumps right here. This is the bell housing, and there's a main pump bolted in the back, and there's 2 pumps. So the 4BT Cummins doesn't have that option. That's why we cannot use it. But like I said, we're lucky enough to actually found the motor, same identical, with the 600 hours on it. It's basically test hours, off of I believe it came out of generator. But reason I was walking towards the machine, what happened to this motor, they got it stupid hot, because when you screen the rod, you have a lot of dust, and somebody didn't well take care of it. They didn't clean it at the end of the day, beginning of the day, the air passages to cool the motor down, and they got it stupid hot. And actually, what happened is, when the motor gets tremendously hot, everything swell up so much, the piston can travel down a sleeve, or even I seen it, the crank, it gets so hot, or connecting rod, it swells up and it gets so tight around the crank, and you just start burning bearings out, or camshaft, or like I said, seizing the rings up, burning pistons up, cracking liners, and kind of got to be careful with this, with the equipment who actually works in a dusty environment. But otherwise, that's basically it. Nothing else is exciting. We're gonna pull the transmission out of this truck tomorrow, and my old 10-speed is gonna go in here because the synchronizer is actually out. I'm kind of sick of listening to it when I'm driving it, so I got a spare tranny. We're gonna put it in, and plan to put the wet can and hydraulics on it, so we can run a side dump trailer on it with dump stuff on the side. But it's a good old 60 series Detroit. But I figure I'm gonna make a video regarding this tiny little turbo, which is crazy. I know it looks like a gas engine turbo. No, it's actually come out of the diesel. It's something rare, at least rare for me. I never seen it. Maybe somebody's around it quite often, but this is just, I mean, inlet is literally 3/4 of an inch. I had a 60 series Detroit turbo laying someplace around here, and I cannot find it. So if some people don't know, at least they know what I'm talking about. I'm wondering, yeah, right here. Check this out. Now you see, I couldn't even stick it. This is semi-truck turbo, and the other one was size of my hand, crazy big, and that thing is tiny. So thanks for watching, guys. That's all I got, and stay tuned. Hopefully we'll come up with more content to record something. Otherwise, it was, like I said, it was pretty boring. Not much going on. The coronavirus, I'm not even gonna get into that debate, but we're chilling at home because of the coronavirus and a bunch of other reasons. But have a blessed day, and enjoy your vacation from coronavirus or whatever if you're staying at home. Thanks for watching.